Coach, it's David Grubb with the Bird Rights. With the game, your first scrimmage tomorrow, you talked about experimenting with some lineups. One thing we haven't seen much this season is Derek and Jax playing together. They've only played like 1 minute together this season. Have you thought about having those two and going with a bigger lineup at times?
Not really. We hadn't thought about it because it takes it creates a situation of space. Space becomes an issue because both of those guys are low post players, so that becomes an issue. We take a shooter off the floor if we're playing those guys together. Neither one of those guys really step out on the floor shooters. So no, I don't think we'll be seeing that lineup very often together at all.
Hey, Coach, Ball.com. Making this push to the playoffs was really difficult. Even completely at full strength. What is just the message to the team about potentially having to do this? At least in part without Zion.
I think the main thing that we've got to keep in mind is that as I said, we had a stretch where we did well before Zion became, from a health standpoint, able to play. Obviously that we would love to have him here and we would love to have him for every scrimmage and every game. If he is not here, then we have to have other guys step up. We talk about it all the time. It's next man up. And we have a deep bench, as we talked about before. We have a bench that's deep. Obviously, those guys are going to have to step in and they're going to have to play and they're going to have to play well.
Hey, Coach, this is Will Giller with The Athletic. How do you think you guys are just going to handle the minutes overall in the scrimmages? Are you going to try to ramp guys up, as the games go along, or do you think you're going to try to play, regular minutes?
No, Will, I think we'll definitely ramp guys up. There's going to be guys that play less minutes in the first scrimmage than they are in the second or the third or the fourth. We're not going to play anybody out there 30 minutes in a 40-minute scrimmage. So the first scrimmage, I think you'll see a lot of different lineups out there because of the minute restriction that we're not really restriction, but just as the number of minutes that we would be playing guys during the first scrimmage.
Hey, Alvin, this is Rod Walker with the Times-Picayune Advocate. Someone posted a picture today of just a setup of the bench area. Will that make any type of difference? Or how would that affect your coaching, if at all, as far as just the spacing I saw between the seats and all that? Does that make a big difference or not really? Or?
I think it'll be an adjustment. I don't think it's anything that we'll worry about. We'll still be able to communicate with our guys. It's going to be a little different setup. Altogether, even for the coaches. But I think at this time right now, as I said, the other day, everything is new to everyone here. This is not anything that's an adjustment on anything. No one has ever been through this. So we will make the adjustments from the standpoint of social distancing and things like that, but we'll still be able to communicate with our guys. I don't see that as a problem.
Hey, Coach, it's David again. Are there any benchmarks that you have for tomorrow, things that you just would like to see in these guys' first opportunity to hit the court as a group against another team? Just some things that you have as benchmarks or highlights?
I think the biggest thing that we have to do is that we have to concentrate on keeping the ball out of the paint. So one of the top number one things will be dribble penetration. Try to control the dribble penetration of Brooklyn, and then from there, we'd like to see some things offensively as far as spacing and ball movement and things like that. But the big thing that I'd like to see is that we've got to be able to sit down and guard the ball.
Hey, Coach, I know when a new season starts, your juices probably get to flowing a little bit, but does tomorrow sort of feel like that a little bit? Or?
I think what tomorrow is that it's an opportunity for our guys to play against somebody other than a player across from them that has Pelicans on their shirt. And I think right now, after going through the 2 weeks here and then, the workout at our place where we couldn't really play or do anything at all, I think they're just looking forward to just competing against another team and seeing where we are.
Alvin, Brent Martell with AP. For the 3 first-rounders, I realize that. What are you laughing at?
Because the referees are going by giving me all kind of grief, okay? That's all.
I realize we don't know if Zion's going to play yet, but I'm curious about the layoff in terms of whether you saw the potential for it to have the effect of a mini off-season where they could look at how their rookie game so far went and really analyze what they needed to improve on and take some time to work individually and come back almost like a second-year player in this. And now that you've been able to see at least Nikhil practice a bit, Jackson, I mean, how?
Well, I still think that, even playing the 60-something games that we played, we still have a pretty good handle on the areas where they need to get better in. Obviously, the whole situation with, the maturation of your body and the transformation of your body from a teenager, to a 20-year-old and then a 21-year-old, that's going to, in itself, make them a little bit better player. But we just have to continue to understand that growth is going to be there, but, this is an unusual situation, but we still have an opportunity to pretty much understand what needs to be worked on and how they need to get better.
Could you maybe give us any idea of what your hopes are for the level of contribution that Jackson and Nikhil could make in these 8 games?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, obviously we won't know that until we actually get into the games and start playing and the adjustments that we'll make and the number of minutes that they're going to be able to play. So I think it's important to understand that we like both of those guys and we think that they're going to be really good players. Obviously, we think Zion's going to be a really good player. We've got some other guys, very young players on our team, and Lonzo and BI. So we think we've got a very good young nucleus of players. And I think the thing that I've tried to say to those guys, if it's something that doesn't happen overnight, that still doesn't mean that you're not going to be a really good player in this league. You just got to give it time to happen.
Hey, Coach, it's Andrew from ESPN. Just kind of looking back from getting into the bubble until now, is there a guy or maybe 1 or 2 guys that have kind of stood out and maybe as most improved, or guys that you're really looking forward to seeing on the court this week?
I think that Nikhil has had some really good practice. He had a really good practice today. I think Frank has had some good practices. Jackson has been very active. Our veteran guys, obviously JJ and Jay and BI and those guys have been real solid. And each one has had his days, where he's shot the ball extremely well and done some good things. So I don't think it's one guy that have jumped out at us, but I think it's a combination of guys having good days and playing pretty solid, and that's what we kind of expected when we got here.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. Good talking to you.